over that Analytics Engineering 2025 April 14th cohort. It should be pretty great. This will be a mix of Q&A and talking about what is in the program. And it should be a really, really great time. I'm glad that you guys can show up and that you are here. So what we're going to be doing for April 14th is we will be having a cohort going from April 14th until May 16th. There'll be a 5-week boot camp. And we will be using different pieces of this architecture on the screen that you can see. This Analytics Engineering Bootcamp is going to be covering the hottest data engineering or the hottest analytics engineering technologies on the market right now. These are going to be things like Snowflake and dbt and Airflow and Iceberg and all those different really awesome technologies that you definitely don't want to miss. And you'll be able to really use these tools to be able to land a job pretty effectively, because these tools are very much in demand right now. And I'm really, really excited to be launching this bootcamp. It's going to be really great. We did another cohort back in October, and we had many, many, many students who have already landed jobs from that. I had a student, Hitesh, who recently landed a brand new job where he got a 150% raise, mostly based on the content that was taught in the Analytics Engineering Bootcamp, along with the good effort that he put into his Capstone project. One of the things that you want to remember about this bootcamp is that it is very, very much focused on building a project, doing homework, being hands-on. All of that is very, very, very important if you want to be successful in this Analytics Engineering Bootcamp that is going to be starting on June 14th. If you want to join, you can join at, I'll put this up here in just a second. So you can go to dataexpert.io/earlybirdAE, and that will allow you to get access. Someone's asking, when will it launch? It's going to be launching on April 14th. April 14th is when it's going to be launching, and you can get 30% off by using the code earlybirdAE, and this gets you 30% off. This code expires at midnight tonight Pacific time, if you want to know when you have to use this code by. So we launched sales a couple days ago, and this is the final day of early bird sales. Should be pretty great. So the breakdown of this bootcamp, I'm sure y'all are very interested in. It's 5 weeks. We have 5 weeks. The first week, we're going to be covering data modeling in Iceberg. We're going to be covering things like dimensional data modeling, fact data modeling, and also how to do things in Iceberg the right way, how to do things like compression and compaction, and how to partition things correctly, because Iceberg has a lot of little caveats and details where you can have a much more efficient data lake if you do things the right way. So that should be a very, very exciting first week. The second week is going to be on data modeling in Snowflake. This will be covering things like the variant data type and how to explode and flatten different data models in Snowflake, as well as how to share data between Snowflake and Iceberg, because that's a brand new kind of data architecture pattern that a lot of companies are adopting, where they put everything in Iceberg, and then that allows them to read in the data pretty much anywhere, because it's much cheaper to store data in Iceberg than it is to store data in Snowflake. After that, we have 2 weeks that are going to be covering dbt. So we have advanced and basic dbt, where we're going to be covering end-to-end pipelines, and it's going to be a really, really amazing thing. And then the final week is where we're going to be building a Capstone project together. So it will be a way to show how to put all of these skills end to end, so you'll be able to understand what is expected of you when delivering your Capstone project. Keeping in mind that if you show up to all the classes, then you will be able to show up to all the classes, do all the homework, and do the Capstone project. If you do all of that, I will personally write you a LinkedIn recommendation that will be on your LinkedIn profile forever. So know that that is definitely one of the main rewards this time around. If you are interested in joining, you can go to dataexpert.io/earlybirdAE, and that can get you 30% off. Keeping in mind that this code is only available and only valid through today. And it is done at the end of the day today. So that's going to be the big thing. Other things about this bootcamp that I think are really exciting is when you join, you get matched with other people in your time zone. So if you're in India and you're joining, I will put you in a group with other people from India, or if you're from Europe, you'll be put in another group with other people in Europe. So you can learn and build and grow with people in your time zone. And so that will be awesome, right? That's going to be a really great way to go about it. Say, if we took subscription, can we access to previous January bootcamp? That is already done. Just go and you will find the January bootcamp in your lessons page. Anyways, for this analytics engineering bootcamp, it should be really, really exciting. One of the things that I love to do here, right, is to keep people engaged. Is I will be giving 1 seat away for free here on the live. So today, what I want is we got to understand whoever is the furthest away from me right now. So I'm currently in Bangalore, India. So whoever is the furthest away from me on the live, post where you're at and how many miles away you are from Bangalore, India, and whoever is the furthest away from me on the live, you get into the bootcamp for free. But you have to post, and I will look at your LinkedIn to verify, and don't just say you're like you live in Antarctica or some shit. Like, so like I know you're not just gonna make that shit up. So like definitely that's gonna be the giveaway in today's live. So definitely I'm curious where people are at, because I've been in Bangalore like the last 2 weeks now, and it's been very awesome. Is this for people without experience? No, you need to know Python and SQL. If you don't know Python and SQL, you're smoked. Someone's from Toronto, so you need to like actually punch this into Google Maps and tell me how far away it is, right? You got to say your location and how far away it is, right? Put it in one comment, please. So anyways, other things about this bootcamp that's going to be great. I will be teaching 2 of the classes, or 2 of the weeks, and then Bruno will be teaching 2 of the weeks. It should be really great. I'm really, really excited for that. And there's just always so much freaking energy. So it's looking like right now, Alex is kind of winning, right? He is 8,400 miles away. Minneapolis is going to be pretty good. Dallas, Texas is even further away. Dallas, Texas is 10,900 miles away. That is freaking far. I mean, it's freaking wild, right? So, like, oh man, I bet all the people in India who wanted a scholarship right now are like, damn it, why is he in Bangalore right now? Like, what the fuck? So it's looking like the guy in Dallas, Texas right now, this guy, Andrew Ingleby, is winning right now, assuming that 10,900 is correct. So anyways, one of the things that y'all might know is like I have been working really hard on this architecture for my bootcamp, right? So one of the things that you'll notice is like when you sign up for the subscription products, right? You will buy, and then this will grant you access to so many different cloud tools, right? So you'll get access to GitHub, right? You will be access to Discord, our freaking really great community there. You'll get access to Confluent. You'll be able to create Kafka topics. You get access to Starburst, and you can run Trino queries that query Iceberg directly. You'll be able to run Amazon Glue. You'll be able to run Databricks and Snowflake. In this bootcamp specifically, you'll be really focused on Snowflake, Starburst, Trino, Airflow, Astronomer, and then Discord and GitHub for sure. So those are going to be the big ones that I would say that you would want to be thinking about. Wow, this person's from Chennai. That's great. So many people are trying to say I need to be in Chennai. All right, so wow, Baltimore. I'm also in Richardson, Dallas, Texas. 10,900 miles away. Nah, bro, it's the first guy. I kind of, I don't like, I know that might be your name, but like, I mean, based on the name, I'm like, I don't think you're in Dallas, Texas, bro. I don't know. Maybe that's a little bit racist, but just based on your name, I just kind of don't believe you. Anyways, we're going back to the guy who was in Dallas, Texas, where so many freaking comments, right? It's like freaking, it's kind of crazy. So Andrew Ingleby right now is 1,000 there. Is there only one-time payment? Yeah. So one-time payment, and you get access to. And keep in mind, this is something I'm doing new for this bootcamp. So we have this one here. So wow, we say someone's from Lagos. Wow, this person's from Lagos. That's freaking crazy. Now I need to see like distance to Lagos, Nigeria. Now I'm like questioning it. And we're gonna say Bengaluru. How far is it? Distance from to Bangalore. Yeah, that's 11. Okay, this guy in Lagos is further away, dude. So this guy is winning right now. Programming with Singa is totally winning right now. So that's wild. That's wild how far away that is. Like, anyways, one of the things that's really interesting about this bootcamp is let me kind of go over like just going onto the page here. So okay, cool. We can see it. So if you'll see in the we'll make it a little smaller there. That's better. Okay, you can kind of see it. I guess it's better as just a full screen. So you'll see here, so it's 5 weeks of access. So you get 1 year of cloud access. So with the cloud, you're going to get Snowflake, DBT, Airflow. You'll be able to deploy pipelines in the cloud. One of the things about this time around is we are going to be doing lifetime access to the content. So you don't get lifetime access to the cloud, but you will get lifetime access to the content. So if you want to go over and review any of this stuff, and keeping in mind that like over 50% of this bootcamp is hands-on. So it's mostly labs and coding, building stuff. All right, there is lecture to kind of go over the theoreticals, but I feel like most of y'all want to be learning with your hands. That's how you actually learn and build and grow. So that's definitely the way that I would be going about doing this if I was in this bootcamp, right? So should be a pretty good time. You know, if you look at the curricula again, you know, you have data modeling with Snowflake, data modeling Iceberg, Snowflake and DBT basics, advanced DBT, and then we'll be doing an end-to-end project. And you also get immediate access to the last year's or the last cohort's bootcamp, which has other interesting topics like change data capture and pipeline spec building, and you can get immediate access to this content as well. Like you get that immediately when you join. So that was the way to be thinking about it. But it's looking like this guy in it's Lagos, pronounced Lagos. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it looks like Singa is going to be the winner here right now with 11,300 miles. That's really far away. That's really far away. But keeping in mind that like I'm here to can we just like remove that screen real quick? Let's just go back to a single screen. There we go. That's much better. And we're going to put the chat here. Can we put the overlay on the chat? Okay, cool. Amazing. So anyways, I am also here to answer y'all's questions about this bootcamp or data engineering, whatever y'all might have. Right now, it's seeming like programming with Singa is currently winning. Like we will keep an eye out to see if there's anyone a little bit more remote. This seems to be pretty much as far away as you can go, but we will see. It's going to be crazy. Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Let me try to see what's in here. Are you going to provide some geo-region discount for us this time? Nope. You can get 30% off. It's a pretty good deal, honestly. Like the region discount would be maybe 5% more. So, I mean, that's on you. But yeah, I'm here to answer anyone's questions if y'all have any thoughts, because analytics engineering is going to be like, it's so hot, right? It's so freaking hot. And that's what I did at Facebook. Analytics engineering was like, I did a 2 years of analytics engineering for Facebook, right? And I learned a lot, and right, be good. Can we access just your previous YouTube bootcamp? Yeah, you can go to learn.dataexpert.io. Like, so if you go to learn.dataexpert.io, you can get the YouTube bootcamp for $300. If one doesn't finish during the 5 weeks, is it easy to set up your own account to the software and pay through them in order to do the labs since they are lifetime access? Yeah, I mean, potentially some of the data sets might be a pain in the ass to do. Like I have like that's a great question. Like you have a year of access for that, right? A year of access that's going to be there for sure. Any PySpark or Databricks. So we like in the subscription product, we have PySpark. This is an analytics engineering bootcamp. This is not a freaking a data engineering bootcamp. So no PySpark. This is an analytics engineering bootcamp. Snowflake, DBT, Airflow. So yeah, talk about data migration project and plans involved in data migrations. That's just the most boring thing to talk about. I'm sorry. What's the difference with the data eng bootcamp you hosted earlier this year? So this one is much more focused on analytics engineering. This is an analytics engineering focused bootcamp. You get lifetime access to this content. the people in the January bootcamp don't get lifetime access. They get 1 year access. There's a bunch of things like that. And so there's going to be a lot of things, right? Can Jan bootcamp users access this? You can join the cohort for 50% off, 100%. If you want to join, you can join for 50% off. So if you've bought a previous bootcamp, you can get into this bootcamp for 50% off. Is it going to be DBT focused, or will focus on general analytics engineering concepts? As a second question, will there be soft skills required as an AE training as well? So the soft skills stuff was definitely going to be a part of this. That's going to be in kind of the bonus material that we will definitely be talking about. We also talk about career stuff and talking about resume review and kind of interview skills. That'll be a big part of it. It's going to be both DBT focused as well as general analytics engineering concepts. It's both. There's 2 weeks of DBT, and then there's 2 weeks on data modeling and airflow. So yeah, both are going to be very much in there, right? Is it sensible to build an API on top of BigQuery to grab 1 row out of a billion rows, or just do a traditional, like if you're doing a point lookup, don't use BigQuery. BigQuery is for aggregations, not for point lookups. I want to learn about data engineering and new to it. Can you please let me know which bootcamp I need to sign up for? This one or the YouTube previous one? Well, if you have analytics skills, like if you are a data analyst and you have Python and SQL skills, I would highly recommend taking this live cohort. The live cohort is going to be the best way to go, because the YouTube bootcamp is not necessarily going to give you all those skills, because depending on who you are, you might not finish the YouTube bootcamp. Most people did not finish the YouTube bootcamp. Remember, 99% of people did not finish the YouTube bootcamp. So you can join the YouTube bootcamp, but you will be, there's a 99% chance that you will not finish it. So just as a perspective, live cohort, if you join one of my live cohorts, there's a 70% chance. What if I already committed to Azure Pathway? Would the bootcamp help? Yeah, Snowflake and DBT are also in there, right? Is the AI engineering bootcamp still in the pipeline? Yes. I'm doing this one right now. Like I'm not focused on that right now. I'm doing sales right now, but like AI engineering bootcamp should be later this year. 100%. That one's definitely happening. We should be doing 3 boot camps in the next 3 months. So it'll be analytics engineering in the next 3 weeks. Then we're going to do data engineering in March or in May. And that one will be like Spark and Databricks and shit. And then AI engineering should be June or July. So we'll be doing 3 boot camps in the next 3 or 4 months. It'll be great. All right. The monthly or annual subscription also provides access for the bootcamp. Yeah, on a 3-month lag though. So you can you do get it, but you get it 3 months late. So yeah, you do get it though, for sure. Like, and you don't get it live. You don't get access to the speaker sessions. There's a lot of other things that you don't get, right? There's a bunch of the live bootcamp is still going to be a much better choice, like, especially if you can afford it, like, cause you get, like, you actually finish it. Like you actually do. There's a lot of things that are very good, right? Is this bootcamp going to help me to learn both data engineering and analytics skills? 100%. Like, because you learn the data engineering skills around orchestration, Snowflake, DBT, Airflow, pipeline development, all those kind of things. And then also analytical patterns, being able to deliver on a bunch of things there as well. So yeah, you will get both, right? So that'll be great. Is this course mainly focused on data engineering or transition to AI ML? Neither. Second question, I have access to regular subscription. Should I still pay for this bootcamp? If you have access to the subscription, we can get you a better discount, especially if you bought the annual. If you have the annual subscription, monthly subscription doesn't get shit. But if you have the annual subscription, we can get you an upgrade fee to join the bootcamp at a much cheaper price. So yeah, for sure. Is it good to have other bootcamps in before doing the AI bootcamp later this year? Yes. Like, why not? Like, what if we can't attend live PST hours? I'm based on EST. Well, there's recordings. You can watch all the recordings whenever you want to record. And I mean, EST isn't bad, right? It's freaking 9 to 11 p.m. It's not terrible. Like it's like not it's late, but it's not very late, right? Is data engineering safe as a job in the future? Ask yourself this question. Ask yourself one tiny question here. Will there be more data now or in 10 years? Just ask yourself that question. And then I think you know the answer if data engineering is a safe job. It'll change for sure. But like, you got to understand, like, is there more data now or in the future? And I know all of y'all know the answer to that question, right? I only know the Python's basics. Is this a fit for me? Potentially. You might need to focus and work a lot harder than other students in the bootcamp. But there's many people who start with just the basics. They have like maybe 6 months to a year of experience and they totally get in. For sure. So if you are interested in joining this analytics engineering bootcamp, right, we can go here and you can join here. You can get 30% off. And this sale ends tonight at midnight. So make sure you go through that, right? So remember, like if you are further away than Lagos, Nigeria, then put your freaking distance in here and we can see from that. All right. Will you teach more niche topics in analytics engineering, like data mesh, data as a project, working on a team-based DBT project rather than just you pushing code to a repo, stakeholder management? Yeah, stakeholder management is a big part of it. Saying no, pushing back is a big part of it. Like some of this stuff, data mesh is not going to be covered. Data as a product is not going to be covered. Like that stuff is just like freaking like so niche and like not worth it, and definitely not worth teaching because like the number of companies that actually implement that is like 1%. So it's like, yeah, working on a team. So some of that team stuff will be covered. Bruno, he's the DBT guy who teaches, and he has like so many years of DBT experience. And you guys actually work in a team repo. So there is one analytics repo that y'all push to. So you work in a mono repo that where all the pipelines exist. So yeah, you will be working on that as well, right? So I hope that covers some of it. But I mean, it's going to be really exciting. There's going to be a bunch of guest speakers. It's going to be great. All right. So, but someone's asking, all right, this person, is it good to have other boot camps in before doing the AI boot camp later this year? I mean, if you're trying to learn more boot camps, like obviously, if you buy a boot camp from me, you can get any other boot camp for 50% off. So like it's a great deal, like especially if you're looking to invest in your future. That's a very, very good way to go about doing it because that's going to be very, very good, right? So I think that's going to be a very powerful thing to be thinking about. We're going to be delivering as much content as we can, right? Is it better to host your own DBT or using cloud offerings like Google Platform? You should almost always use the cloud. I don't know. Like I just feel like freaking like doing shit with like on-prem is just freaking awful, right? It's just so awful. But like can you give an example of a capstone that has been done from one of the previous boot camps? Yeah, like Hitesh wrote an F1 racing pipeline analytics in real time. Let me find that. I have a whole YouTube I have a whole YouTube video that you can look at. It's like that. There's like job ready analytics. If you look up like job ready analytics engineering, where's it at? Job ready capstone projects. You gotta go like this. 1 second. Where is it? Where's the share? Can I just go to this video? Okay, so like if you follow this link or you just it's hard to share this link, but if you follow this link, you can watch the analytics engineering bootcamp stuff, right? As someone who's new to the data space, do you have to take the analytics engineering bootcamp before proceeding with the data engineering bootcamp? That is a myth. That is a myth. Analytics engineering and data engineering are not prerequisites to each other. That's not how it works. They are different roles. They have different responsibilities. They don't build into each other, just like data analyst doesn't build into data engineer. They are separate roles. I'm interested in both data engineering or infrastructure and analytics engineering. Should I wait for the next data engineering bootcamp? You might want to take this one. If you take this one, you can get half off on the data engineering one. I want a lot of people to take both. So like if you want, you can get both, right? You can get both for like $3,000, right? And that's where you can have 6 weeks and you can learn a lot that way, right? That's going to be like, honestly, if you do both, right, you take this one and then the infrastructure one. So you start like April 14th and then you'll be done at the, the end of or the beginning of June. You'll have done like 10, 12 weeks of data engineering boot camps and delivered on many, many capstone projects, both Spark and Airflow and Snowflake and DBT and Databricks and just you'll get so much exposure to everything. So like I'd highly recommend checking that out. Like that's the way I would do it is like probably doing both. But if you're interested, should you wait for the next data engineering bootcamp? Like it depends on what you want to do. Like the analytics engineering bootcamp is very highly rated and there's a lot of roles. Analytics engineering is growing faster than data engineering. So like it's in some ways like it's actually smarter to go with analytics engineering because it has less risk involved with automation. So like I don't know, it's complicated, right? So because it has less risk of automation because of the fact that it is what I'm trying to say here, it's more business focused, right, and more metric focused, and it requires a lot more communication skills. So in that regard, like you can be thinking about it, right? Can I take monthly subscription to attend this bootcamp? No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Like no. Like imagine I was like, pay me $2,000, but you can pay me $200 and just take it for $200. That'd be fucking dumb. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can go about doing things, but you know, I'm here to answer any questions y'all have. But that's essentially what the bootcamp's going to be about. It's going to be pretty exciting. I have a I'm very bullish on it. Like, and I really think that we're going to deliver a really, really solid time here. Bruno is a very, very highly rated instructor, and it's going to be a good time. You know, let's see here. I love. Do you think Databricks will become more used by analytics engineer in the future? Like, that's a weird question. Like, yes and no. Like, it's both. Like, it's like Databricks is big and they are growing, and so is Snowflake. Snowflake is big and also growing, and so is Trino and open source and Airflow and DuckDB. And so it's like, do I think it's going to be used more in the future? Yes. Right. What's the difference between Analytics Engineering Bootcamp and Data Expert IO subscription? Analytics Engineering Bootcamp is live. You get lifetime access. You freaking get access to cloud tools. You get you get to join a cohort. You get to watch me code live. You get to watch Bruno code live, right? It's going to be really awesome. Like, there's so many things about that. And then the Data Expert IO subscription is just content. It's just content, and you can go through the content. What would you say is proficient for Python and SQL? SQL, do you know select from where group by having? You know, can you know how to do a join? Like, if you're at that level, you're probably good enough. Python, do you know loops? Do you know if statements? Do you know different things like that? I think that like Python can be really basic. Like, you don't really need to know very much in Python at all. So like that would be my perspective. What does this analytics in bootcamp cover? So we cover data modeling, Snowflake, DBT, Airflow. We cover a Capstone project. It should be a really awesome Capstone project. I'm really excited about that. And keeping in mind that early bird AE. So if you are just joining in now, you can get in for 30% off with this code. It ends today. The sale ends today. So you want to make sure to take advantage of that as soon as you can. So yeah, that should be pretty good. But it should be a great time. I know that like we've already had many people from the October bootcamp land jobs. So it should be a really great time. We'll be covering more about those people here in the future as we kind of ramp up more of the sales cycle, because we still have like about 3 weeks left of doing sales here. Should be pretty great. How's Bengaluru treating you? I leave tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the last day I'm in Bengaluru, and it's been amazing. It's been way better than I thought. I'm definitely coming back. And that would be, it's been wonderful. The people here are very energetic, very hopeful, very collaborative, very loving. I felt at home. I feel like Bengaluru is a place I could live. Even like, it's freaking amazing. Like, it's like I have been pleasantly surprised. I'm going to be coming back a lot. Can you talk through the homework and how that works? So the homework's complicated. So you will be given a difficult homework assignment that's going to take somewhere between 4 to 5 hours to complete. And then you can submit it. And we have very accurate AI that will give you very detailed feedback on your homework. And you get instant feedback. And then the Capstone project can be either a group project or a solo project. People do it either way. So you can do it either way as well. Most people opt to do solo projects, right? So I would say that that's going to be a big thing to be thinking about. Have you had any experiences with managing cloud costs? We are covering that in the bootcamp with some of the Snowflake content. It's going to be really, I'm going to try to say here, like we cover a lot about how to minimize the cost on Snowflake. And then, you know, in the data engineering bootcamp in a month, we will be able to cover how to lower costs on Databricks. Is there any chance you can bring the payment options like monthly or quarterly? So you can use Klarna. I mean, I don't know, you might be in India and that's not possible, but like Klarna is available where you can do a payment option for a lot of people, but that might not be available for you. So that's something to talk about. If you reach out to Matali, we might be able to arrange something for that. Let me just reach out to Matali, like either in the Discord or wherever. That should be pretty good. Yeah, programming with Singa. I'm happy for you. Like Lagos is far away. I didn't realize how far away Lagos was gonna be, dude. It's freaking so far. Like I'm so far away from freaking everything. Are there payment plans or financing options for the bootcamp? You can do Klarna. Klarna is a way. So like when you go to pay, you'll see that you can either pay with credit card or you can pay with Klarna. And Klarna gives it so you can do it in 3 payments over 3 months. So then it's like I don't know, like $600 a month, something like that, and then you can do it that way as well. That can make it so it doesn't take such a big hit. For those who desire to specifically level up in data engineering, is this course beneficial, or would you say that we should wait for another one? It depends on like if you're a Snowflake data engineer, like the roles are very blurry, by the way, right? Data engineering and analytics engineering are very blurry. They have a lot of the same skills. So like if you are interested in Snowflake, DBT, analytics, and data science and machine learning, then this course would be pretty great for you. If you're interested in infrastructure, Spark, Databricks, and kind of more of the software engineering side of data engineering, I would wait for a month. Really, the best data engineers can do both. They can do the analytics side and the infrastructure side. So, like, if you are interested in getting a discount on that, you can join this bootcamp, and then the bootcamp in May, you can get 50% off. So that'd be you can get you can get a better discount than anybody else if you buy this bootcamp. Do you provide data engineering consultation for companies? I do not. It's like that'd be just such a that's why I quit Airbnb, right? Are there walkthroughs to get all the tech set up, installed, or is that going to be done during the live? So yeah, there are walkthroughs, and I mean, keeping in mind that there's not any tech installed, it's all done in the cloud. Everything's done in the cloud for the most part, except for like I guess a little bit of the Airflow stuff. You need to install Docker, but yeah, there's setups, right? And all of that will be happening usually a week before the bootcamp, so you can be ready to go and running and having that really really good. So that would be another kind of perspective of thinking about where things are going. How many hours per week should I expect to dedicate to complete the bootcamp? It's a good question. It really depends on how many years of experience you have. If you are more experienced, then probably close to like 15. If you are less experienced, probably closer to like 25. Because the less and less years of experience you have, the more like you're gonna have to rewatch videos in order to like get the most out of it. So anything for complete beginners? No, that's called a saturated market that I give no shits about. So I would say that that's not the way I would want to be going about doing things. But yeah, there's like I'm going to be doing more complete beginner stuff here fairly soon. Like I will be releasing some material there as well, because I don't believe that complete beginners should have to pay anything, because that's like kind of unfair to them. Right? Is there additional costs to setting up the cloud infrastructure for the project? No, you get 1 year of cloud access for free. You can just use my cloud, right? So this guy's saying, Srinivas is saying Bangalore to Lagos. I don't know. I put Bangalore. I looked at I verified it. Does the annual subscription provide access to labs or just content? It's both. Like you get the old labs, right? But you don't get anything live, right? What, according to you, will win the race at the end? Snowflake versus Databricks? That's a dumb question. It's a dumb question. It's like saying who's going to win, Pepsi or Coke? Do you think that will ever, like, do you think that like one day all the Pepsi guys are just going to be like, you know what? I give in. Coke's better. Think that's ever going to happen? Ever? Same thing here. It's just not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. There's room in the space for many many winners, right? Let's see here. How much Python is required? Not that much. Like if you know loops and if statements and variables, like I'm talking like really basic shit, and you know how to run pip install, you know how to like set up a Python project and run pip install. That's probably it, right? So does the annual subscription provide access to the labs? Yes, but not the ones of the bootcamp, right? How much Python and SQL to learn for joining this next time, and from where to? So you need to be able to do basic, joins, group by, where, having, from, all that shit for SQL. Yep. Is the course material yours to keep after the bootcamp is over? Yes. You'll have lifetime access. Please don't share it. Like you'll have lifetime access to the content, but that's it. Right. Any tips on how I can convince my life to allow me to get the bootcamp? Well, understand that like people like change their lives from this bootcamp. People like get more money. Like my friend Hitesh, right? And he joined the bootcamp. He got a 150% raise from freaking joining the bootcamp. So like there's like a lot more money that you can get, and it's not that long. It's not like I'm asking for freaking like, 5 months of your life. I'm asking for 5 weeks of your life, right? And I'm going to try to optimize it to give you the most information in the least amount of time so that you can be the most prepared for the next job, right? And there's people who like took my bootcamp, they got so good at data modeling, and it's going to be great, right? They got so good, right? Can you please talk about the fee? Yeah, so the bootcamp is going to be with the discount. It's going to be $1,890. It's going to be the fee, and that's with 30% off. So the full price fee is $2,700. So you can get 30% off today if you join, because we have the early bird discount. Which version of Spark would be covered in the bootcamp? Not Spark is not covered in this bootcamp. But Spark will be covered in the May bootcamp, and it will be Spark 4. We'll be covering the most innovative possible version of Spark in the May bootcamp. So that should be pretty great. I'll be kind of revisiting a lot of the content there so that we can have the most up to date stuff. So I try to keep my material as cutting edge, as bleeding edge as possible. It's freaking difficult sometimes. It takes some time. Yeah, Albert's great. Albert joined the last bootcamp, and he is an amazing person. So is this bootcamp for someone just breaking into analytics and data? Apologies if you answered that. If you have, okay, why is your bootcamp crazily expensive? It's not. My bootcamp's actually 5 times cheaper than the average bootcamp, so it's actually not. Is this good bootcamp for someone just breaking into analytics and data? If you have the skills, like if you've been an analyst or you've been an engineer before, then it's a good one. But like if you've never had a role, like it's probably not the best fit, right? I would say that that's probably not the best fit, right? Yeah, for sure. Someone's asking for the link. 1 second. So you can go. Start here. You can go to dataexpert.io/earlybirdAE. That's where you can link, right? Why is Spark not covered in this bootcamp? Because that is in the next one. That's in May. This bootcamp is covering Snowflake, DBT, Airflow, Iceberg, visualization, communication, stuff like that, right? It's not going to be covering Spark, because guess what? A lot of companies, they just use Snowflake and they just use DBT. And so this is an analytics engineering bootcamp. Understand that I have many products that I offer, this being one of them. So definitely check it out. How relevant would data engineering be in this world of AI? Very relevant. I don't know if you know, but AI uses data to make decisions. So the more high quality data that you can feed to AI, guess what? The better the AI gets. So it's like, how relevant would data engineering be? Oh my God. Like I love this question, because I love how people think that it's like just going away. It's so troll and so like low energy, right? I don't know, bro. Can I sell through the bootcamp if I learn basics of Python and have experience in data stage and Informatica? Please advise. You'd be a great fit. Is it self-paced, or do you need to be there live? You do not need to be there live. Everything will be recorded and published within a day. So you can, any class that you miss live, you can make up self-paced. You can make up watching the video. So like you can still get certified. You can still get all of the the nice goodies and everything if you go through that process. So 100%, like I highly recommend that, right? Yeah, Celine saying, I can tell this is one of the best decisions if you want to be in the top 1%. Yeah, Celine literally took the last boot camp, and she got a really amazing job. Like she landed her first job in the United States, and yeah, she's absolutely crushing it. You should definitely follow her on LinkedIn if you are not. She's got a lot of really great content coming out as well. She was one of those people who took me up on the 12-week challenge of where you do where we did the 6 weeks of the free boot camp and then 6 weeks of the January boot camp. Would you cover model training with data in this boot camp? We are not covering that. We will be covering feature stores. So how to create feature stores, and that first step of the process of how to create features for machine learning, but we're not covering model training because this is an analytics engineering bootcamp, not a machine learning bootcamp. So that is where it would be. I was looking for an analytics engineering position in Europe, but I haven't found one. Do you know any top company that is looking for a position like this? Airbnb, Lyft, Netflix, Google. I don't know, like Spotify. I'm sure Spotify has one. Like IKEA has one. Is there a scenario where learnings from LeetCode questions is actually applicable to real life? Very, very few. Very, very few, right? Is this course useful for someone who has never held any tech role before? No. Trust me, I got a superb cert for the Capstone, which I made from scratch. I didn't know Airflow, DBT, Snowflake. This bootcamp gave me everything. See, this guy did great. Another one of my students who's just really, really great, right? It'd be great, right? Will you be having another free bootcamp? I'll be covering an entry level, covering the basics bootcamp, but my the bootcamp that I released in November will probably never be coming back. So definitely. Hey, Zach, I'm the lucky one to get your 1 year subscription. Will I be able to get access? Will I be able to access this bootcamp in my access? On a 3-month delay, you'll be able to get it in like many months, like in like August. Yeah, right. Just not now. Like if I have a big delay there because we need to edit and do all this stuff. Right. Earlier, you had infrastructure and analytics tracks both covered in the same bootcamp. I guess that was better because of separate bootcamps. I feel I miss out on other topics. Yeah, and guess what? Like that is not true. Most people took one or the other. They either did Snowflake or they did Databricks, right? They didn't do both. Like you're wrong about that. You're just wrong because it's like most data engineers are going to be at a company that uses one or the other. They're not going to be at a company that uses both. Like, and you can get access to the self-paced material. Like if you want to have access to the self-paced material of the other side. So if you want the Databricks self-paced material, we can get you access to the Databricks self-paced material. That is up to you. That is another thing that can be added for sure. Hello, I'm a beginner. Could you please explain the difference between using plain SQL compared to using DBT? SQL is not very scalable. It doesn't test very well. DBT allows you to have a lot better software engineering best practices compared to software engineering best practices compared to like just writing SQL yourself. So it's a very good way to build out that, right? That would be the way that I would be thinking about it is like DBT is, it kind of gives analysts software engineering best practices. So that would be the way to be thinking about it. Yeah, like it's going to be great. I know that this bootcamp is going to be really exciting. I'm really pumped to see who's going to be there and what's going to happen. I know that there's going to be just a lot of good energy. There always is every bootcamp. And we should be able to really get some more people going. Keeping in mind that like if you are interested in joining and you just recently joined the live, you can go to dataexpert.io/earlybirdAE. And that this code is only valid through the end of the day. So if you have till midnight Pacific time to use this code, and otherwise it will be out, right? How hard is it to land? How hard is it to land an AE role at Netflix, Meta, etc.? It's hard. I mean, landing any role at these companies is hard, especially Netflix. Netflix is the most competitive. But like, yeah, for sure. We've had Preeti, one of my students in the previous bootcamp. She landed a role at Meta as an AE, so it's definitely doable, right? This discount is valid for 24 hours from now. Yeah, 24 hours from now, not India time. It's Pacific time. So like it's like 8 a.m. in Pacific. So you have like a little bit more than 12 hours. I went to an Airflow meetup despite not having the grasp of it yet, but truly said that data engineering roles will evolve. Your course is awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Like I'm really excited. That keep going to meetups. Meetups are really great. Hey Zach, would you say something positive about Fabric? Definitely not. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out like what other things I want to be doing, right? Because we're going to be doing, can you articulate the difference between the bootcamp coming in May versus one now? Are they focused on different roles or different tech? Different tech and different roles, kind of, right? I mean, it's kind of both, right? Because you have like, yeah, it's kind of going to be both, right? So like, I would encourage y'all to do both, right? If you really want to get the full fledged of all of the skills here. So the one now is Snowflake, DBT, Airflow, those skills, and that's going to be focused more on analytics engineering roles. But with that being said, there's also data engineering roles that have this, because data engineer and analytics engineer, people don't know what they mean, and like job titles are blurry here. So you can be a data engineer that is Snowflake, Airflow, DBT, even though I view that as an analytics engineer, because people don't freaking know what the hell's going on, right? So yeah. Will you be using Snowpark in the tutorial? How is Snowpark different from plain Spark? Snowpark and Spark are not related. Okay. What bootcamp from you is the best to land a job in FANG as a DE? Probably the May bootcamp, but like if you're being an analytics engineer is also very competitive, and like it's analytics engineer roles have less data structures and algorithms in them. So in some ways, like if you don't want to do data structures and algorithms and you want to roll in FANG, you should do an analytics engineer role, and you should be doing that, right? Will I get access to previous boot camps if I buy the current boot camp starting April 14th? You get access to the analytics engineer boot camp, and you can get access to the January boot camp, but that's it. Like, which is all the content anyways, for the most part. Someone with Oracle ERP background, which boot camp do you suggest, analytics or infrastructure? Depends on what you're looking to do, right? Like it's not like, I would say based on that, you have a little bit more SQL knowledge. So the analytics bootcamp's probably going to be better. If you like building and you want to kind of stretch yourself and go with more engineering stuff, then potentially that, right? So yeah, will the bootcamp in May be data engineering? Yeah, but this one is also data engineering, because data engineering and analytics engineering are blurry. So like it depends on which stack you're interested in working with, right? So keeping in mind that that's the case, right? And we're going to be doing all sorts of very interesting things with Snowflake and Snowpark and all of this stuff. I'm really excited about it. We also will be covering Trino a lot. Trino is a very popular data engineering and analytics engineering tool that many companies use, right? Is there something similar to full stack data engineer who does both? Yes, that's what you should do. If you want to be a full stack data engineer, take both boot camps. So what you can do is you can take this one right now, get in for 1,800, and then I can get you the second one for 50% off, and you can get that one for 1,300. And then you'd be able to get both of them for like about $3,000, and you would be able to have 10 weeks of very dedicated, focused time to become a very good data engineer. So yeah, there's lots of ways that you can go about doing things, right? So that is a different strategy that you could be thinking about while you are going about your learning journey. Definitely know that is definitely another way that you can go about doing things. But yeah, if you are interested, Singa, I think Singa won. So do we get access to the DE bootcamp of January 2025 with this one? Yes. Just when you join, just ping Matali and she'll get you access. What if someone has no experience? What is the on-ramp pre-work to the bootcamp? You need Python and SQL. The bootcamp isn't suitable for beginners because of its Python and SQL requirement. Yeah, and like, I mean, there's been people who have 0 years of experience, but they don't like. The thing is like, if you have 0 years of experience, you're gonna have to work a lot harder to get the value out of this bootcamp, and it can be kind of overwhelming, right? So what if someone has no experience? What is the on-ramp? I don't really have an on-ramp, right? So can you briefly expound on what you offer and how it differs from Microsoft Fabric? I don't offer a data platform. I don't get this question. Yeah, so programming with Singa, you won. If you could reach out to me either on LinkedIn or Twitter, that would be great, and I can get you access to the bootcamp. Just let me know wherever you can, and just say that you are there. I'm excited to hook you up. Should be a great time. I'm always it's great to have more international people in the bootcamp, anyways. Yeah, so yeah, you will get access to the January 2025 bootcamp as well, and you can go over the Databricks and the Snowflake material from that bootcamp as well. I would focus more on the previous analytics engineering bootcamp so that you can like really get the good pre-read from there, because you have if you buy today, you have 3 weeks to prepare, so you're really ready for the next bootcamp. So I would say that that's going to be the way that you might want to be thinking about it. So yeah, there's a lot going on here, but I really think that there's going to be a lot of really good, powerful things that will happen as we kind of like go into this next kind of world. Should be pretty great. I'm really excited for what everyone has here. Keeping in mind that if you are interested in joining the bootcamp, right, you can go here, early bird AE, and that's going to be the way to get in. But I'm still here for about another 40 minutes, or not 30 minutes or so, for answering any questions that y'all might have. And yeah, it should be pretty great, because like if I here, let me kind of do a screen share here to kind of go over like how this works, right? So if you are part of the bootcamp, right, you'll get access to like this query editor. So this query editor, you have Starburst and Snowflake, and so this is all powered by Apache Iceberg. And then what you can do here is you can run queries with either Snowflake or Trino, and then it gives you all of your results here. You can build it here, but also like if you are wanting to nerd out and you're wanting this to be in code, like in Python or something like that, I give you all the access as well, so you don't have to use this UI if you don't want to. So this is going to be one of the powerful things that you get, right? And obviously you see these are the tables. So these are the tables that I have available to me in my data lake. These are the tables that I created, and then you can query these tables. So it can be a really powerful thing that you can kind of add on to the journey here. And then like obviously if you join, you will get access to a bunch of different programs here. So like you will also get access to the January bootcamp, which is going to have my display is a little buggy. Yours will not be duplicated and buggy like this, but this is going to have all sorts of different lectures like Snowflake Lab, and then you're going to have like Apache Spark memory tuning, Spark Core, all sorts of interesting material that you can kind of go through as you kind of think about the ways that you want to kind of build out your experiences and get better, right? So does it make sense for senior management personnel who have a leg on the ops boat to take this bootcamp? It can. I mean, it can make it so you have a lot more. You'll have a lot more like compassion, right? Right. So for your team, and a lot more understanding of like what's the best path forward, and a lot more technicals that could be good, right? How does what you teach differ from what I learned going the Microsoft Fabric route is what I meant. So a couple things here. Like one is I had 7 years of experience in big tech. I worked at Facebook. I worked at Netflix. I worked at Airbnb. I know how to model data at every single size and every single way of doing things. So that's one way that things are just different. The Microsoft Fabric is going to be very like just Microsoft like lessons that are going to be like, they'll teach you the how to do something, but not the why, like why you should do something a certain way. They're not going to give you like the architecture decisions and different things like that. And like also like another important thing to think about is that, let's go back to this main screen here. The other important thing to think about is that like Databricks is more in demand than Fabric is, right? So like Fabric is just not a great choice, right? Let's see here. When doing data modeling at a firm and working with GCP, BigQuery, and dbt, what would a general workflow be for understanding data sources and reporting requirements all the way to testing? That's a very, very, very involved question. Like, so there's a bunch of pieces of this, right? Right. How many terabytes of data we would have in our tables for which we perform our analytics on? I don't offer terabytes of data. Like freaking, that's like, I like how y'all think that you're gonna get terabytes of data for freaking like $1,000. Like you realize that you could run like 5 queries and that's gonna clean me out, right? And then I will have freaking no money and I will make nothing, right? We work with hundreds of gigabytes of data. We do not work with terabytes of data. So is there a practical application for accountants or finance professionals who have basic data analytics skills to learn analytics engineering or data engineering? Maybe, like if you want to change roles, accountants are kind of fucked, right? Accountants are going away because of AI over the next. They're a lot more vulnerable than these data professions are. So if you're looking to transition, then there probably is value. But if you're not really looking to transition to a new role, there's probably not value, right? What to do to sure shot my selection in Netflix internship? You got to make sure that you have something that makes you stand out. Don't just be like everyone else where you're like, I'm a straight A student. I have a computer science degree. I know Python. I know SQL. It's like, what else did you do? Right. You have to have something on your resume that like actually makes you different. Right. Whatever that looks like for you. For me, when I got in at Facebook, I had an app that had 50,000 users. That was my kind of standout thing that made me able to really get there, right? So let's see here. What else do we got here? I mean, there's, I'm excited. I think that there's going to be a lot of really powerful things that are going to be coming here with this analytics engineering bootcamp, and we're going to be able to teach people a lot of different technologies. Snowflake is going to be crazy. We're going to be talking all about managing costs in Snowflake and how to keep the costs down and how to compress things better, how to move data to Iceberg so that you can save money on the cloud that way as well. How do we learn performing data modeling for tables that can handle TB of data? By taking this bootcamp. Like, you don't have to work with a terabyte of data to like know that like I'm teaching you the right way to do things, right? So like, yeah, like that is literally 2 weeks of the bootcamp. We have a week on Snowflake and a week on Iceberg, and talking all about that and how to compress the data and all that stuff. For sure, that's a big part of the bootcamp, right? It's like we go deep. We go deep in that area. So like, yeah, for sure. Like, I'm just not giving you terabytes of data because you guys are not giving me enough money. Like, if I freaking like if I was gonna work with actual terabytes of data in my bootcamp, I would need to charge like $5,000, right? And y'all would be like, and y'all already complain that 1,800 is too expensive. So like, it's just not. It's a hard problem. It's a hard problem to sell. Like, I'm trying to get Databricks to cover some of this stuff and Snowflake to cover some of this stuff, but they really are very the economy is just kind of bad right now, and they don't really want to cover that kind of stuff, right? So, I mean, it's complicated. It's complicated stuff, but like if you had just joined, okay, so if you just joined, you can you can get 30% off with the early bird coupon, early bird code here. This will get you 30% off, and you have to use the code by the end of the day, and that should be a very powerful thing. It's the end of the day Pacific time, so you have like about 12 hours or so. Can you talk about the support resources in regards to LinkedIn and a resume review? Yeah, so we do weekly career sessions, career building sessions to talk about resume reviews, networking, and all that stuff, right? And we have all sorts of really powerful instructors there. Matali is going to be covering a lot of that stuff, and she has like 17,000 followers on LinkedIn, and she's a very good networker and very good at resume review. So that would be another really powerful thing. There's a whole nother set of homework that will be available for students looking to grow their career. There'll be things like, who did you network? And then we'll hold you accountable to actually networking with people, because a lot of the times, like, it's really about just actually doing the reps and actually getting the sending the DMs and doing it that way. So yeah, it should be pretty great. I'm really excited to see where things go here. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how y'all kind of come into this bootcamp and learn from me. It should be really great. And keeping in mind that, like, if you do all the homework and you do the Capstone project and you build something awesome, I will write you a personal LinkedIn recommendation. That's the way this works. And so if you put in all the effort, you will get rewarded pretty well, because then your recommendation will be on my profile and people will just go to your profile from my profile because I recommended you. So you'll get a lot more visibility on your LinkedIn profile just immediately. So that can be a very powerful way to keep building and keep growing, right? So it should be pretty great. Definitely know that, like, if you join this bootcamp and you are more interested in Spark, you can take that. You can take this bootcamp and get that one for 50% off. That will be a really powerful way to kind of keep building, right? Any details on speakers for this bootcamp? Not quite yet. I am working on that. There's going to be definitely some good people. I know Joe Reese is going to be in there talking about fundamentals of data engineering. He should be definitely one of them. The rest of them will be to come. They will be really high quality people. Like always, I always get the best people in, I promise. So I've just been in India and trying to like network here and build here. It's been chaotic, dude. But like I know this bootcamp is going to come together. So most of the market in Belgium is Microsoft. Some of us have no choice. I mean, that's the nature of the beast. Do you think data engineering, building pipelines, and ML models will get highly automated by AI in the next years, resulting in smaller demand? No. Like, yes and no. It's both. Like, there's more demand as well here and less demand. It's both, because AI models need data themselves, and like RAG and fine tuning and all that stuff would be great. Yeah, really like the 50% offer up front for people who take this course. Yeah, for sure. Like it's the way to do things, man. Like, cause then it's like continuing education. It's like if you want to keep investing, you want to keep investing in yourself, then like you've already made the difficult decision, and you can keep investing in yourself and like learning and learning. And you'll get 50% off the AI bootcamp too. Right. So if you want to take the AI engineering bootcamp as well, you can get 50% off of that as well. So like, yeah, and that one's in June or July. So that's also going to be another really powerful way to make more money and like to learn more skills. And each one of these will be freaking building on each other. And keep in mind, like this is one of the only times I've ever offered lifetime access to the content. Like that's a new thing for me. I don't like I want to give people like learning resources that they can keep referring back to, right? What's your go-to music choice? Punk. I like punk and pop punk. I would say my number one band is like Blink 182 and Panic at the Disco, and I don't know, like that's my number one. I'd say my go-to. So yeah, I mean, thank you, everyone. This has been an amazing live. I hope y'all got some good information. Make sure that you check out I'm going to put the link in here one more time so that y'all can see what's going on here. It's getting a little bit late here in India, so I think I'm going to be heading out. But I hope y'all have a fantastic time, and know that this code is valid for the next 14 hours. So make your decision, see what happens. I'm excited to see you there if you can make it. And then Singa, program with Singa, hit me up on LinkedIn. I can get you access. Congratulations on being the person who's the furthest away from me. It's freaking a bizarre freaking contest. But anyways, we'll probably go back to like best joke next time.